Texas Congressman Pat Fallon is on the Oversight Committee, which denied the 4 Democrats' request for taxpayer dollars to be used for their little jaunt to El Salvador. He joins us now. Congressman, it's great to see you. And by the way, I love how they always pick up the same language and say this is about due process, this is about the rule of law, which, by the way, Van Hollen used that. That was not his initial argument that he made. He initially said that Albrego Garcia was an American citizen and he was going to fight for his constituent. That's what he said. And then he changed language, changed course, and said, oh, I'm fighting for due process, and I'm not just vouching for one person. But what are the Democrats up to here? What is their motive?
Well,
what is their motive? They're trying to make it difficult to remove the 11, 12 million people who came in 4 years.
Well, Dagan, they can't talk really about the border because President Trump has largely solved it. When you look at the numbers and you see that the worst month we'd had in our history was under Joe Biden, December 23, with 304,000 illegal crossings. And then this past month of March was only 7,000, which at this rate means that in 1 month, Joe Biden had to deal with more illegals than President Trump may have to deal with in 4 years, his entire second term, because he is enforcing the laws that are already on the books, and he has the will to actually secure the border to keep Americans safer. These morons, these clowns, as you and David are saying, which is accurate, are championing a wife-beating, gang-banging human trafficker. How much lower can you get?
Well, that's a pretty good question, Congressman. How much lower can they get? But also, there are other Democrats on the Hill. What are they saying? Well, you pass them in the hallways. I don't know how much you talk to each other. They certainly call you a lot of names. I know that over the years. But what are they saying to each other? Is this just 4 clowns, or are the leadership, the AOCs, the Jasmine Crockett's, the communist Bernie Sanders and others, are they all on board? What about Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, whatever's left of the squad?
Oh, yeah, David, all the lefties are absolutely on board with this. They loved and enjoyed the open border policy. They just want to get as many people across the line as possible because they think their descendants, or if these people become American citizens, will largely vote for them. What they're seeing, though, however, is in Texas, Hispanic Texans voted for President Trump. If just Hispanics voted in Texas, President Trump would have won the state by double digits because they're Americans and they want to live like everyone else. They want opportunity and prosperity. So the left is really misplaying this. And you know what? I have a rule. When your opposition is making mistakes, don't get in their way.
I heard Dana Perino say at the normal rate of deportations, it would take at least 28 years to get just the illegals out of the country who came in under Joe Biden. That's really what they're up to. Keep them here as long enough that they can register them to vote. Now on to this. David mentioned the Democrats. Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin threatening to retaliate against countries supporting President Trump's agenda. Watch this.
If and when we come back to power, and we will, we are not going to look kindly upon people who facilitated, to use a word of the day, who facilitated authoritarianism in our country. Because that's an assault on our Constitution and on our people.
Who and what is this man threatening, Congressman Fallon?
Well, Dagan, I served on the Oversight Committee with Mr. Raskin for 4 years, and I can tell you that truth doesn't matter to him. He wants to be outlandish. He's a great demagogue, and he's rather well-spoken. Now, the words themselves, when paired together, the messaging is awful. But so he can say whatever he wants. It doesn't mean that it's accurate. And I'm not surprised, quite frankly, because he is really far left. And it's unfortunate. But, you know, when we talk, I really try to, most Republicans really want to get things right. But Mr. Raskin, if he can score some political points, he's going to do it. The truth be damned.
Yep. The only way they rise back to power is by registering illegal aliens to vote, I would say. Congressman, my words. But Congressman Pat Fallon, thank you. Great to see you, sir.